5 years since its outbreak, the simian flu has wiped out half of humanity. You are an ape with advanced intelligence, captured and held prisoner in a remote scientific facility. Climb, jump, and shoot through the chaos of an apocalyptical world to escape with your fellow apes and return home. Hey out there everybody, it's Dave from Davestation VR, and today we're talking about Crisis on the Planet of the Apes for PSVR. So, this is from the people who brought us the Martian VR, which you may be familiar with for being probably the worst fucking game we have available to us on PSVR. Half the game is just 2D cutscenes of Matt Damon and shit.
Surprise.
So I'm just looking at his chest. Okay, time for another video.
Anyways, I did not have high expectations for this one, but I'm happy to say that I kind of enjoyed my time with it. There's plenty of rough edges. If you're not a big fan of Planet of the Apes, you're probably going to want to pass on it. But there is some stuff to redeem it here, and it's not nearly as bad as I was expecting. So let's get into it. All right. So in Crisis on the Planet of the Apes, whatever it's called, you are a damn dirty ape, and you're trying to bust yourself out of jail. So the first half of the game, and I will say this actually becomes a game, unlike a lot of the movie tie-in experiences that we've seen. There's a game in this game, for real. It's about 90 minutes long, maybe an hour if you're running through really quick. But the first half moves a little bit slowly. It's kind of story-driven. You're just moving through areas, seeing what's going on, getting a feel for the world and everything. And the second half is very gameplay-oriented. You're going to be crouching behind cover, you're going to be shooting at guys, you're going to be moving between cover spots, kind of like a Bravo team or a Blood and Truth kind of deal. And so as it moves through, there's a lot of different elements. There's also a lot of climbing thrown in there, so you get the ape feeling. You know, you're climbing around like an ape. It's like Ape Uncharted, and it's not too bad when it works. But we're talking about FoxNext Studios here, so it couldn't all be good. And the locomotion, first of all, is just one of the most frustrating things I've ever seen in a game. You have to look at a place and then very slowly swing your arms sprint vector style to get there. But the locking on to the place where you need to go and all this stuff, it's really funky, doesn't really work very well. And sometimes in firefights when you need to get between cover pretty quickly, it can be kind of an issue. The other thing is that there is no turning. I'm not saying there's no smooth turning. I'm saying there's no turning. You can't click turn. You can't turn. You can't do anything. You have to turn your body, which of course for the PlayStation Move controllers is terrible for the tracking. Now, full disclosure, I didn't actually have that many tracking issues myself, but I've watched a lot of streams from people that I really trust who got very frustrated with the tracking and had lots of bugs going on and just almost rage quit the thing. So I think my experience was a little bit rosier than some of the other YouTubers out there.
Yeah, the man wants to pull the plug.
Can't fucking wait. This is bullshit.
So if we're talking locomotion, I might as well cover all the other stuff about this game that I didn't really like. So the graphics are really dark, gray, bland, not very exciting. The animations on the apes I really did enjoy, but everything else is really kind of lackluster. The other thing is enemies get repeated over and over again. You're essentially shooting the same guy for the whole game, and that's it. And the final boss is just a helicopter that's a bullet sponge. You shoot at it for a while, it explodes. End of boss fight. So at this point you may be thinking, wow, Dave, you really must not like this game. And yeah, that's not the case entirely. I actually kind of had fun with it. So the main thing that really drew me in was the cover system here. There's nothing exactly like it in VR, and I feel like it's really, really well done for something like, a Time Crisis, like a cover-based shooter. Bravo team could have used it. So essentially what you do is you're an ape and you grab onto the wall, and while you're holding with the Move controller, you can kind of rotate yourself around and pull yourself up and down in the cover, and it works just so smoothly. I really liked the mechanic a lot. The shooting feels really smooth. I didn't have any tracking issues as far as shooting goes, and you've got a little laser sight, so you always feel like you know what you're doing. The other thing is, I really like the Planet of the Apes series. This game doesn't do the best job in the world, but it's way better than the Martian or Ghostbuster or any of these other cinematic VR experience tie-in things at really putting you in the world of the Planet of the Apes. And I liked the stuff that was there as far as world building and storyline stuff, even though it was a little clunky at times. If you are a fan of the series, I think that this is probably going to be worth your time. And really, at the end of the day, guys, this thing is $10 until April 10th. After that, it goes up to 15. But really, for $10, you're getting about 90 minutes of gameplay. And what's there isn't perfect. It isn't the best thing in the world. There's plenty of bugs. But I actually had a decent time with it. I enjoyed myself. And I would give it a light recommendation. I would say, I'm not going to give it a numerical score, but if you're into Planet of the Apes, or you want to try out an interesting new cover system in VR that has kind of a cinematic experience wrapped around it. If you thought Bravo Team was terrible, but you want a cover-based shooter and you don't want to spend $50 on it, you know, it's only $10. So really, I think this one is worth checking out if you fall into that little Venn diagram slice of people who have a PSVR, like Planet of the Apes, and, you know, are willing to give it a shot. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you so much. If you liked this review, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel like doing, and I will catch you later.